Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. You join me in the garage, sat on Julia. She's been tucked away since Jack meet, but today's video is the highlight compilation from the Flowing Spring this year. Some of the best sights and sounds of 2025 at the Spring. Looking forward to what next year holds for the Flowing Spring events, to see if they do another Americana themed event or whether they adventure out and try some new ones. But of course, we will be at the classic car and bike, cars and coffee meets throughout the year. But here are just some of my favorites. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it.
Alright, we got something coming in that's so old that it doesn't even have indicators. The paint job on the TVR Tuscan. Gotta walk around this real quick while it's here. There's motorcycle style exhaust tips, Tuscan-esque. Look at that pearl job. Look at the lines on this. Oh, that's cool. And of course, there's always a few cars parked right at the front. We have the iconic Escort RS Cosworth. As someone just made a loud pop. How can you not like this car? I mean, look at the factory molded metal wide arches. You got that insane whale tail. These cars never get any less cool the more I see them. We got on a Bath 124 Spider leaving as the C2 Stingrays arrive. Listen to that chop. Those massive American racing style wheels. Ooh, what a machine. Oh, look at the Mark 1 Golf. Wow. That sick custom Street Fighter with the Cafe Racer style carbon rear end and that cool little integrated LED brake light. We've got the Harley that rolled in with the red rims and the white wall tires. Just look at the airbrushing on the tank. That's some beautiful work. It's also, with its American V8 goodness, we got the Camaro ZL1 convertible with that beautiful supercharged LSA under the hood. The full black on black package with the red stitching on the interior to match the red one of the ZL1 package. This thing, it does look real nice. Look at this old Thames van. This is cool. Still got all the old school hand painted sign writing. Look at the little chrome bumperettes on the edge. The white wall tires. That is so cool. So here we got this creamy yellow Series 1 E-Type convertible. We got Stanley, the minor traveler, out here. Once again, it's good to see Stanley still rolling about. We got this old school utility truck, and it's also a Morris. That's cool, man. I love that old little wooden flatbed on the back. We got a little Union Jack on there. Let's get a proper look at this wood. Look at that. Look at that. A proper wooden bed floor. None of this fake wood crap today. Look at this Mark 1 Golf. You got this square and a Fiat style headlights and grille. Look at that big chin at the bottom. It's on air, but look at the way it is tucked. I mean, oh, that fitment on the rear wheel when it's aired out. I like how it's got all the spikes for the hardware, the 3-piece wheels. Look at the fitment. Man's tucking that over fender into, oh my god. That is the tiniest steering wheel I have ever seen. There's a pretty cool looking shift knob though, with the graffiti style writing on it. It's like the old school Recaros. Oh, it's even got a custom Carlton and Will Smith Fresh Prince gauge cluster. Look, there's Carlton. There's Will behind the steering wheel. That's sick. That's probably got to be like, what, 100 mil? That's the tiniest steering wheel I've ever seen. It's like a go-kart wheel. This is the rear view of the Golf. It has the heck blender panel. I didn't even know Mark 1 Golfs had a heck blender panel you could get, and look at that exhaust out the way it's bent up as well, kind of going with the angle of the bumper. Alright, now usually I'm quite knowledgeable, but this is the opportunity for you to comment below and educate me on what model Alpha this is. Does look very nice though, in the red with the white wheels. That is a pretty iconic sporty Alpha look. So we got the predecessor to the Escort RS Cosworth. It is the Escort RS Turbo with the foggies on the front in white with the blue graphics and that blue shield, looking more vibrant than any other Ford, to be honest, because this actually has something to shout about. People often say villains drive Jaguars. Well, I definitely think a villain would drive this one. There's even a hook for, you know, his evil pet to be safe in the vehicles. Oh, I'm loving the modern touches of like the hex stitching in the interior. You got the probably Apple CarPlay, Android CarPlay audio, fucking stereo, and then of course in the front you got those awesome retrofit halo ringed headlights. Yeah, this thing is definitely cool. Almost kind of looks like something that would have been made for a movie, but they actually cared about it, so they actually took the time to make the interior nice. Right, here is the Turbo Esprit parked up. It looks like it's done the London to Brighton kitten sports car run. This thing is beautiful, straight out of the 80s. Got the all black leather interior, the wooden shift knob. We got the modern Boxster rolling out. Porsche, they don't make bad sounding cars, but they just haven't really changed the styling over the years. As we get back to the Esprit, look at that tail end. I love the window louvers. It's just something about cars from this era, just have a whole nother presence. Of course, we are out here in the trusty Civ. Luckily, we managed to get a parking spot because, yeah, the coilovers wound down way too low to make it over that without taking off the exhaust. We got the little bumblebee or wasp of a Westfield here with the soundbar mounted up there. I think it's a soundbar from a side-by-side. But this is a man that clearly wants to enjoy himself whilst flying around the tracks and the back roads. I mean, come on. Everyone knows when you got some pumping tunes banging, you drive faster and better. Ooh, we got a little weapon here. Caterham 310R. This thing's cool. And the hell? Why does it kind of look like Lego there? Maybe someone could explain to me why they designed that like that. Here is Oscar's chariot for the day. Definitely in the battle between another vehicle here for the oldest vehicle here today, and it drove here. 1928 Model A Ford with the roof down. I mean, look at it. And it's a car that was made in 1928, and you don't have to worry about any of the modern crappy roads. Why? Because they didn't have roads back in the day. It was just dirt. Speed bumps? No, it's fine. They just had fucking massive ass dips and potholes down what would be classed as a farm track today. That was their highway. Here is the TVR Tuscan S. This beautiful gunmetal grey, yeah. Forgotten how to speak today. Got some typical TVR shenanigans there. Look, the steering wheel wearing away. There's always some weird quirks with a TVR, like this glass, like this window glass. Why is it like that? Why? But it just is. That's just TVR for you. What's the Tuscan S has the different style lights. The standard Tuscan just has your more individual lights recessed into the bodywork without having that kind of cover over it. Of course, it's just one of the funkiest interiors of a sports car ever. Like, why is the stereo all the way at the top? Like, look at the tiny little stalks in there. You got the knobs and controls that you have to reach through the steering wheel to get to. It's definitely different, and a lot of you who may not know about TVRs will be wondering where the door handles are in the sun. Let's peek back out so you know where to get some of that. Wow! See that right there? That is the door handle. This is the button under the wing mirror. Yeah, I think it's a Demon. You have to educate me in the comments. It's one of those rare times, once again, but the lines on this car, as a very loud Harley leaves, are just something else. Honestly, car builders today, it's almost like they don't care about the styling. I mean, look at how long it must have taken to style this. What car is this?
The Daimler Conquest Roadster.
Conquest Roadster. What year is it?
1954.
A 54. Wow, that is beautiful. What engine is it? Is it 4, 6? Straight 6. Wow. So there you go, people. If you didn't know, now you do. What a beautiful piece of British engineering. We got Stanley rolling out. Look at him and his nice blue paint. That woodwork.
Oh, we have the return of the Rover V8 Zephyr. That rumble. Gangster spec as always. And another cherry red MGA. Some random medical team Armour H2 rolling past. We got, oh, is this the carbon Street Fighter thing? Yes. With that Yoshimura exhaust, that thing sounded mean. And here she is, Julia. V2, first public appearance. Still got a few things I need to touch up on it, but she's here, she's looking good, and well, she's showing her good side for the camera. Here is this epic custom machine. Look at the carbon, that little integrated LED tail light, twin high cut Yoshimura exhaust. Look at the tank, that brushed metal. It's definitely a work of art, this thing. What? A Ford Anglia hot rod. And a beautiful Mark II. Very clean Fiesta with the old school metal black plates. We've got duo of Cortinas, both 5-door. This one with the Lotus striping on it. Look at that. You got the K&N high flow on the carb there. I just love how like easy and serviceable everything is on these era of cars and the engines in the engine bays. The Anglia, some pretty meaty rear tires. Got the dual center exhaust. Look at that steering wheel in there. You got the bucket seats. And there is the beating heart. Edelbrock air cleaner. Front end slammed, and I think that's a newer Ford Escort grille. It looks like a newer Ford Escort grille. I like how it's been retrofitted into there, but this is definitely unexpected and definitely awesome. Look at the suspension and framework. This thing is pure race car. You got the heat wrap and everything.
Yeah. I mean, originally a Ford.
Yeah. This thing's kind of built to do one thing, well, maybe two things. Look good and go fast, and definitely looks good. I bet this thing's been to Santa Pod a couple times. This epic looking Harley here with that chrome tank, another custom bike. He's back. First time we've seen him this year. Herbie. Now, of course, for anyone tries to get in the comments, this is not an actual screen used Herbie. It is a replica, but nevertheless, it still looks the part, and it's a Herbie, man. It's back, the mighty Ford Zephyr, with its black on black on black, and its V8 under the hood. I mean, oh, look at the skull button. And I wonder if that lights up red when you press it or something. No, it doesn't get any more gangster for the UK than this, does it?
a blacked out V8 Zephyr. The interior, man, literal couches in this thing, old school luxury, and it is a Hummer. It's the first time I've ever seen one of these. Vice motor meter on the front there. This is awesome, man. Yeah, Humber Reddish Vintage Sports Car Club. It's the first time I've even heard of, let alone seen one of these. This is a proper beautiful old school luxury horseless carriage, as they would have said. Of course, rear is down here in the trusty sit. With the white Mark II Fiesta. I think this is the same one that goes to Jet Me. I'm pretty sure this is the local one. So clean, and I love that it's got the Hayes manual on the shelf. If you know about these, then you probably grew up around the best automotive era, or one of the best eras of the automotive, like, you know, lineage. The term they use for this paint is psychedelic. It's got purple brake calipers. The spec, what's purple brake calipers? We got bluey purple interior and the psychedelic exterior. TVRs are so cool, man. Look at this stunning V12 Jaguar E-Type. The full front end popped open, showing that beautiful old school V12. But the interior complementing the red exterior beautifully. There's wire spoke wheels gleaming. Here's the Mark 1 XR2, the OG Fiesta hot hatch. This thing looks immaculate. Look at that original stereo down there. Look at the clock, still ticking away. This is definitely a beautiful example. Oh, we got the bad boy Anglia. Just giving you a little taste of what that thing's capable of. Delvio came, saw and left. That's gone. Then we got the angry V8. It's Delvio. V8 on hot day issues. You got the Torino notchback A86. That's sick, in the classic black and white panda colorway. Clearly a Jap import. Right, here we go. One of the favorites that always shows up. Is going full on custom, making any detail questionable to whether if it was factory, custom fabricated, or aftermarket. I mean, just look at these tires. But yeah, this is an awesome build. It's just so cool. I just love the way the heat wrapping looks on the exhaust as well. Kind of gives it that copper look. Here we have this beautiful old coach. Look at this old Rolls Victoria. She's a 1939 Wraith. Oh geez, it's an OG Wraith. Bodied by the Ripon brothers. It's a 4¼ litre 6-cylinder, straight 6 I'm guessing. It was purchased by the owner in 2013. Only the third owner in this car's history. And of course, if you caught the number and the email, then give it a pause. If you'd like this for, you know, proms, weddings, whatever you could need a beautiful old Rolls like this for. Yeah, I love these old school buses. I mean, look, the only vehicles you get with space in the back like this today is a black cab. That is it. Oh, it's a white Audi Quattro. There used to be one round by the duck pond near my house that was sat under a tree for years, muscle growing on it, just looked moldy, and it absolutely hurt my soul every time I saw it. Look at it. I still got the original stereo in it. Of course, it's 5-speed manual. What else do you think a Quattro would come in? That exhaust. This is, of course, the OG Quattro, not the Sport Quattro, the OG Quattro. And the C1 clean in white, after the only white one I've ever seen in person being one left to rot. It's nice to see what that poor machine could have been. So here is a Toyota 5-speed 1.8. And here it is. We just about caught the 8.6 before it rolled off. Notchback with the pop-up front end. That iconic colorway, and of course that very rev happy, made infamous from Initial D 4AG under the hood. With it being a Jap import, I wonder if it has the chime when you go over 70 kilometers, or is it 80 kilometers an hour? And I just realized that we've got the BBS on this here. Let's get to the exit, get a better look at these rolling out. Alright, there goes the 8.6. I hope we get a little bit of that 4H goodness. There we go. Here we got the Ford Sierra parked up in the overflow with the hood pop, because it actually has the 16 valve Z-Tech swap under the hood, so a bit more modern hardware under the hood of this, but this is OG. How about this for a contrast of engine bays? So we got 4.2 V8, and you got that old school Ford 4-cylinder. I like them both, to be honest. You can't go wrong with an old school Ford hatchback. And well, it's a V8 with Quattro, but I have one question. Oh, it is a manual. Okay, now that is the one you want. 4.2 V8 all-wheel drive manual 4-door family sedan. There is not really anything else on the market like it, and I don't think there will be again, to be honest. This is kind of a last of its breed. Here is the 3-litre CS. Look at the color, look at the wheels. It's a beautiful car, automatic. Look at that interior, that looks so comfy. How's it going? Yeah. Look at the lines.
I know I'm late. Lots of people have been and gone, haven't they?
Quite a few, yes. And those wheels, the gold, the polish. Look at the size of the boot on these cars, man. Why can't BMW make a car with a boot as practical today? I mean, I guess there's the M3 Touring, but that means you have to have an estate. You got this here rolling out. Take care, man. The 1.8 LX with the 16 valve Z-Tech swap. There's the RS4. And there is Mark II Fiesta. As I hear a bike coming behind. Where did this come from? This is an F-150 Harley Davidson edition. 2002. That's sick. So that V8 Rumble. Now that is the same size as a Ford Ranger, and that's what's considered a small truck in America. The flooring spring never fails to bring me something I have never seen in person before. Now I've seen a Jensen Interceptor, I've seen a couple Interceptor 3s, but never in my life have I seen a Jensen Interceptor Cabriolet. The wide-spoke wheels and that rear end. You know what? I actually think I prefer the rear end of the Cabriolet to the coupe. And the coupe is Marmite for some people. I do actually like the hard top. But yeah, this convertible, the lines at the rear, I like it. It's the custom one rolling in. The MG rolling in here. It's like the resto mod one that we've seen before. The top down, the wide body. The Dodge Challenger SRT rolling in. Yeah. Got a classic mini rolling in with the flares, the bucket and the cage. A little road legal go-kart setup. Oh, no way. I've never seen one of these in person. A De Tomaso Pantera. Oh, yes. That Ford V8 is the British Racing Green MGB GT. Ooh. Got the blue HT leads. You got the nice chrome polished air cleaner lid. Very clean under there. You got the red interior as well. Classic colorway, the wood grain steering wheel, the big red MG badge popping, and I love the big soft top sunroofs that came on these cars. Not all of them come with the soft top sunroof though, but it's definitely an option I would have gone for if I had the option of buying one of these. The British flag pack on the side as well, nice little detail. Got the Ferrari California T. There's the badge there, it is a T. The classic Ferrari colorway, got kind of more paler interior than the more usual, but of course, infamous Ferrari red. And there is the V8 under the hoods, front engine V8, and I like how it has the chassis number on there. Even though it's not a limited run car, they always put the chassis number down on there. Here we've got the Mini that we saw rolling in, and you got the Sparko bucket. Looks like it's pretty much bolted to the floor almost. Got a half cage in there. It's fully stripped interior. Still has the door cards and the rear panels on the side though, and it is all painted on the rear panel and everything under where the rear seat would have been. So yeah, it actually looks very nice as you got that Sportline wheel there, and of course that classic center speedo. Here we have another one of the infamous once upon a time uninsurable Fords, the Sierra RS Cosworth Sapphire. Now this one was the worst. Why? Because, well, if you didn't know and you wasn't in the cars, you just thought, oh, it's a Ford Sierra, there's nothing special about it. But nah, and this has all the Cosworth drivetrain under the hood. Has the factory Recaro seat. Oh, I love that. Got the Recaro child seat as well. If you got factory Recaros, may as well have a Recaro for the little one. But it looks unassuming even at the rear, like it's got a bit of a big boy exhaust, but other than that you'd think it was just the boy racer got his hands on a normal Sierra. But because it looked like a normal Sierra, if you got rid of the telltale Cosworth bits, you could use it for naughty jobs and blend into traffic when you escape the police. Obviously you'd have to quickly switch your number plates, but these things were pretty much outlaws. Look at that old school boxy dash, along with of course the two-door Sierra Cozzies and the Escort Cozzies. Got the caterum here looking pretty awesome in the black and orange. It's got the 50 years badge on it. No decals on the side telling me which model caterum this is, so I guess you caterum experts will be able to decipher exactly which one this is for me. And here we have a V8 swapped wide body MGB coupe. So we got MGB GT wide body resto mod, and then we'll see it in a moment when we get to it. There is a resto modded wide body MGB Roadster as well, but I love the race livery, the simple British Racing Green, the Randalls on the doors, Castrol Dunlop Champion with the little yellow strike on the front bumper. There it is. Oh. No. Chop on it. Almost sounds like a muscle car, doesn't it? Parallel. And here is the wide body MGB Roadster. Got that startup sounding very healthy. I bet this thing handles quite nice. It's got the, of course, the wide body. You got the wider wheels, the wider rubber. I love how it's got the race style bumper delete as well with the snorkel intakes. It's clean. It's a cool resto mod Roadster. Ooh, look at this. Proper hot boy racer's dream engine bay that is. This is what I love about Florence Spring. It's a Vauxhall or Opel van. A bit hard to tell because of course it's very heavily modified. That blue metallic flake paint. But as I was about to say, this is one thing I love about Florence Spring is there's no fear etched into the door handle. That's pretty sick. Is you tend to see a lot of different eras of British, you know, petrol heads, builds and styles. Huh. I wonder if those tail lights are from a Fiat Coupe. Having a closer look. They could be trailer lights though. Like they also did that as well. And of course, unlike the Eclipse in Fast and Furious, this one does actually have the like drilled race style fuel cap. Let's have a little look on the interior. We got Cobra buckets. Not sure what steering wheel that is though. Definitely doesn't look like a stock one. We've got the Dodge Challenger SRT8 with a 6.1 supercharged Hemi under the hood. Not just the 6.1 Hemi, but a supercharged 6.1 to make it even more beastie. And you know, you gotta come to the back and get a listen to that Hemi idol. Yeah. And oh, Hearst equipped. Does this mean that this is a rare manual Challenger? Oh wow. Now this, not only is this just rare in the UK, this is rare for America as well. A manual SRT8 Challenger. That's right, as the Americans would say, a stick shift. Even in the motherland, a stick shift Challenger is rare. So the fact that there's one here in the UK looking as menacing as this, rumbling away, is pretty damn sick. Here is the epic De Tomaso Pantera GTS. Old school V8 supercar. This is so sick. Gear designing, Ford V8. Of course, De Tomaso is an Italian company. I've never seen one of these in person. Such a cool car. Here's a funny story about one of these as well. Elvis Presley had one of these and it wouldn't start for him one day, and he got so annoyed he actually shot his gun at the steering wheel. And I believe it's in a museum somewhere now. It might even be at the Peterson Automotive Museum, but it still has the hole in the steering wheel. There may even still be a part of the bullet lodged in there. In case any of you doubted my knowledge, look, there is the badge, powered by Ford. American power, Italian design, and just look at that gated shifter in there. Oh, just pure 80s supercar excellence. Oh yeah, that 80s V8 supercar power. It's the same dude that's come down in the V12 E-Type, so it seems like he's definitely got himself a pretty nice little car collection. The MGB GT with the V8 swap. The Resto Mod XK, which I think is an XK220 body on a newer chassis. It was all black the last time we saw it, but now it's got this two-tone with the metallic red in the middle. And honestly, it looked really cool before in just the flat black with the black and red interior, but now with this two-tone, the gloss black and metallic red, it looks absolutely stunning. You Jag experts, would I be right in saying that's a steering wheel from an XJS? Yeah, even the Fords turning circle isn't that great. Oh, I've not got too much left now. We've got the Alpha, the engine bay pop. Look at that old school Italian force and all that. Ooh, those black buckets, the wood grain steering wheel. This one is a 1750. Of course, we got the usual suspect. Gangster spec, Rover V8 swapped, Zephyr. Oh, what a chop. It's definitely understandable why people are leaving early. It's gonna be a hot one. What a chop. Ah, we've got the old man who's arrived. Look at this old Ford F100 or F1, whichever one. has the V8 in it. It's absolutely dumb. Look at all the patina. And this looks like natural patina as well. This is none of that faked airbrush stuff, which can look cool, but let's face it, natural patina is always way better. Loving how clean the seats are looking, and then you still got the worn steering wheel. Look how long the shifter is. It's so sick. You've got the bed with that rusted diamond plate still in there. You got the old like ammo box. And, oh, I'm loving the tail lights. They've made them look like little missiles there with the back, and you got the, of course, that classic Coke bottle style. And this thing come from Texas. This thing, of course, has to be on air ride. You can't drive around with a truck this low, otherwise you're just scraping the chassis on absolutely everything. Damn. We've got another low truck. This one is Chevy. It's like a C10 3100. This is the one we saw at the Berkshire Motor Show. I love the wooden keg to go with the wooden flooring in the back. And of course the interior, you've got the hot rod style steering wheel on this one. And I wouldn't say it's patina. I guess it's just kind of like a different way of doing some metal flake. I guess it's supposed to be like a worn metallic flake look, which is definitely different. It's definitely fresh. And of course I love the just raw aluminum sun visor there. And yes, I said aluminum because this is an American vehicle. Look at this original shape Mustang. Looks like it was imported from California, and it is a 65 coupe with the retro halo ring headlights. Now, I had this thing coming. This has the single exhaust pipe, which means this thing still has the straight six. It's the auto, 3-speed auto, I believe, with the straight six. But the fact that a 65 Mustang coupe still has the straight six under the hood from the factory is super rare, and the fact that it's here in the UK as well and being super clean, it is definitely one of those very unicorn find cars. A lot of people got the V6 because it was cheaper, and then of course found themselves a second-hand 350 Ford V8 to chuck under the hood. Now, we saw this just as it was leaving earlier this month. Now thankfully we're getting to get a better look. Now we're here at the American themed event. Beautiful canary yellow auto Mustang convertible. However, not quite nice enough to drop the top. In all fairness, when it's overcast you never can be too careful, and this is the 67. I thought so. Has that more pointy aggressive front end. Now, we had to get him before he goes. I'm sure he's not going to be here too much longer. We got that out of Purple Rain, that custom seat with the, it kind of looks purpley in the light. I think where the sun's hit it, it's kind of faded it a little bit. Of course, Julia sat there with that blue, absolutely pops on camera. I love it. And of course, well, Ben and Jade out here repping for the JDM lovers, but showing that JDM love fans. Here we have the Cadillac Coupe de Ville convertible. I don't know why they still call it a Coupe de Ville when it's convertible. We've got the hood pop. That 427 Cadillac V8. I'm loving the matching valve covers and lid for the air cleaner. We've got the Krager wheels. And then look at the plush black bench seats. Honestly, bet this thing feels so comfortable to drive. It's probably one of the most comfortable things to drive on the UK roads. Oh, that V8 goodness. Alright, we've got the old man rolling out now. Remember, link down below to DVD Autos. Listen to the chop on this. At 440 Magnum V8 under the hood. 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner. Of course, built on the same platform as Dom's Charger. Okay, you got the skinnies on the front. Look at the Steelies. You got the Moon Eye sticker, which, fun fact, everyone thinks that's associated with American hot rods. Now, yes, they used a lot of Moon Eye's parts, but it is actually a Japanese company. And look at the general HPs on the rear, some chunky ones as well. Look at, you got the autometer gauge, of course made very famous from the orange Supra and Fast and Furious, but this was their original use, muscle cars and drag racing. Look at the shifter down there. I love how it's the B&M ratchet shifter, the Pro Ratchet. I love how it's got a little piston as well on the top of the shifter. That's awesome. Wow. Mopar performance. You got the Edelbrock intake, most likely an Edelbrock carb on there as well. Wow. This looks absolutely beautiful, and there it is, the most important part of every Roadrunner, the horn. This is absolutely epic. I'm loving just that menacing black. Honestly, the 70 Roadrunner is definitely more underrated than a 70 Charger, but I think the Roadrunner actually looks better than the Charger. That's just my hot take. The Roadrunner looks better than the Charger. The Charger may be more iconic, but this is more eye-catching. (1977) Trans Am in the iconic black and gold. Other than the interior, almost the same spec as the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am, and of course, it's definitely the movie that made this car and this Trans Am colorway absolutely iconic. Oh, I haven't seen a Bandit era Trans Am since Florida, so it's so cool to see one over here. There is that gold screaming chicken, as they nicknamed it on the hoods, the 6.6 liter V8 with the shaker air cleaner, as they called it, and then the gold inserts on those honeycomb wheels with the correct BF Goodrich radial TA tires. You can't beat the Trans Am. Oh, that's how we're getting the hood popped. Oh wow, look at that. This is just, you have the Bullet Mustang, you have the General Lee Charger, you have the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. Those are the three most iconic muscle cars, let's be honest. Oh, we got the sound of America. Listen to that Trans Am, and then listen to the caddy. Oh, such a big car, such little turning circle. Listen to that thing, man. All the way from Oklahoma to wake up your neighbors here in Reading. The big bruiser of a caddy. Got a Zephyr rolling out. Oh, nothing beats a V8. Snap a shot. Snap a shot. I bet that thing's fun on the back roads. Speaking of fun cars on the back roads, we got a Caterham rolling out. Super Sport. Oh, that definitely has ITBs. That sounded nice. Yeah, okay, it's just opposite the XR2Y. You have the predecessor. It's older brother, older sister, if you will. The Mark II XR2. You can't beat just the white with the red. There's something about, look at that simple colorway and just these boxy cars of the era. They still look as timeless today. Wow, what a clean engine, man. Now, of course, all you Ford experts will be able to see the subtle changes and know what's been done, but ultimately, it's mostly original. We have this ANC Replica 460 Special. Is it a Ford engine or is it an MX-5 engine? I'm not sure, but either way, this thing probably doesn't weigh a whole lot, so it's stupid quick and stupid fun. I love the pull ball shift knob, that's pretty cool. Simple dash, all the switches there. To be fair, this car's built for a purpose, to look like a $2 million plus vintage race car without having the same price tag, but still having the same amount of fun. There you go, look at some of that lightweightness. That is the tube frame chassis right there. The door, there isn't much of a door. You got effectively chassis in the way, and there's not really much in the way of seats either. British sports car philosophy. Here is the Lotus Evora. Loving the interior on this. The black leather with the red piping and the red stitching. It's a beautiful color combo. And although you can't see it, these probably one of the most reliable mid-engine cars you can buy, because it has a Toyota V6. Now, say what you want, but Toyota know how to make a reliable engine, and when you put quite a punchy, well-built V6 into a lightweight mid-engines set up to handle chassis, they are actually quite fun. Catch you later. Scott rolling off in this old school Vauxhall that's been caged and stripped and built to take on the track. Series 1 E-Type coupe in the red with the full soft top sunroof. Wow, this is definitely a beautiful example. The 4.2 straight six. There's that E-Type. Here we got the Ferrari of motorcycles. The Caddy 1299 Panigale R final edition. Jeez, I bet that cost a bag. Oh, look at this. Old Norman, wow. This is what my dad would call a pedal and pop. I love that. It's got a little basket on the back. This is like proper old school little country village, run to the farm shop type motoring right here. Got the rumbling V8 of the big old C10, the Super 10. I can smell about half a gallon just wasted on a cold start. Well, not so much of a cold start. They definitely make sure it doesn't sound like a Toyota. The good stuff always gets interrupted by traffic. So far, I think this is the star of this month, the Jaguar XK150. I mean, you can just look at it, look at the lines, look at that interior, look at that steering wheel, the 4-spoke, the wood, look at the wood on the door there, the leather, got the wreck on the mat. Oh wow. Lotus weren't the only ones that like to brag about their wins. Look at that, 51, 53, 5, 6 and 7. Jag definitely were very dominant in the racing scene back in the day, and the XK coupes were definitely very quick and very striking cars, and still look very beautiful today. Indian bagger here in the white, red and black. It's clean. And then 112 cubic inches, 40,000 pounds, number 9 out of 350 exclusive limited edition units. And I think only one is allowed to be sold per Indian dealership, so there's definitely not going to be many of those here in the UK. Oh, the left-hand drive Anglia hot rod. Here we have the Corrado 16 valve. Does that mean it's the G60? Yeah. Manual. See, it's got the Carmen pack in the center console there. Nice steering wheel. Of course, these things actually have active rear wing. A lot of people didn't know that about the Corrados. I do like in the stance, the kind of chunky dish wheels and stance, and that kind of reminds me of the Forza Horizon starter car. If you know, then you know. Oh, look at this Ford. I think this is an older Zephyr. Correct me if I'm wrong in the Nardo. Look at the interior. Loving that. The shifter as well. So cool. And then yeah, Nardo grey with the black top. You got the blacked out chrome. Bumper delete. It looks clean. It looks almost menacing. If it was fully blacked out, it would be very menacing. Seems to have kind of got to like an old school Ford section. You can't complain, especially when you see a Mark 1 RS 2000. Sat here looking as pristine as this. Look at it. It has the original RS wheels. You can see it has the original interior, original steering wheel. The fact that there's a Mark 1 RS Escort here and a 2000 that hasn't got at least some sort of modification, like the Recaro seats or a steering wheel. I don't even think the shift knob is aftermarket. I'm pretty sure that is a factory one as well. That is pretty awesome. But you can't ignore the Larry Rude Boy sat here, the RS Cosworth, one of the most iconic sports cars to come out in the 90s. Look at the Hex pattern of cars. Oh, she's a left-hand drive. That iconic whale tail. A car that only really exists because Ford wanted to do Group A rallying after Group B had closed down. And yeah, a car that became uninsurable because they made a super fast car that was no harder to steal than the normal variant, so naturally they got stolen quite a lot. So we've got the V8 MGB rolling out early. It looks so unassuming, that classic British racing green, the red interior, the stock wire spoke wheels, even the exhaust, to be fair, isn't outrageous for a V8 powered car. And then yet you hear that soundtrack coming out the back of it. Now this is a bit of me. Nissan Sunny GTI-R. Now it's not the Pulsar, because the Pulsar has its own special little P badge on the front, but it is the same car, SR20 DET, 4-wheel drive, 5-speed manual gearbox, built for rallying. But speaking of hot hatchbacks built for rallying, Renault 5, Turbo 2, and yeah. I'm pretty sure this is the same one we saw at the Berkshire Motor Show, and there is that engine. And in case you wanted a better look at it, look. Got the gearbox literally just behind the rear bumper there. Not too dissimilar to what you see with the Lamborghini setups, engine, gearbox right at the rear like that, but in a little French hatchback built for Group B rallying. You can see you got the radiators and intercoolers stuffed in the side there with the wide body. Definitely two very iconic, very purpose-built hot hatches. I'm loving the French plate on this. Unfortunately, the Pulsars and Sunnies weren't too successful in the Group A series, but I'm pretty sure the Renault 5 was the last rear-wheel drive WRC car to ever win an FIA WRC sanctioned event. It's what you call a side pipe. You can hear it just popping, all that unburnt fuel and exhaust. So old school, so raw. I mean, this thing is an absolute animal on the B roads. Of course, I am a JDM boy, and this is an SR20, so you know I had to get some of that SR idle for you guys. Oh. Gonna get the SR going down the runway. Keeping it chill, of course. Probably not completely warmed up yet. You gotta be gentle with SRs when they're cold. Here we go. Despite it being a rally car and based on a Renault 5, they don't have the best of turning circles, but then again, they weren't made for you to kick the clutch and grab the handbrake for tight turns. Under the tree, checking out this beautiful Mustang on the American Racing torque thrust wheels. It's beautiful in this beautiful blue. You got the blue interior, it's an auto, but this is a cruiser of a Stang. And I'm loving this kind of ghosted stripes in the hood. Honestly, it's beautiful. making a little bit of traction there. That V8 sounding good. We just caught it. Mustang rolling out. There's very wheels made iconic by Steve McQueen in that gorgeous Highland Green GT390 in the movie Bullet. Oh, I wish I caught the start up, just that starter motor V8 rumble noise of a 70s Mustang. Well, 60s Mustang, I'm sorry. It's iconic. The Thruxton RS in that beautiful blue. Seems like we're getting to a few of these just in time today as Thruxton RS is now rolling off. Here we have the most expensive motorcycle. Look at, and potentially the most expensive vehicle here today in general. Limited edition, £40,000 Indian. Oh, of course. What timing? Of course the bus will be coming now. And one of the most expensive and heaviest bikes are rolling out. Oh, beautifully done. Alright, so that is the end of another video and the last of all the Flowing Spring content of 2025. Hope you've liked the best of Flowing Spring 2025 compilation. And I think be a best of Red and Jack meet after December. That'll probably drop in the new year, but for next month I think I'll drop a best of the rest, so that'd be Bewley, the Henley Classic meet, and the Woodley Carnival show. But of course, stay tuned, links down below for Carb Medness so you can see the process of cleaning up the bodywork in 2026 for one of only 38 1.6 SE MB4s on the road. Of course, as I mentioned earlier in the video, or for one of the clips earlier in this video, links to DBD down below, links to my socials down below as well. And don't forget to go and follow the man Jonny K and show him some love. I'm sure he'll be releasing some of his Christmas remixes soon enough. So until this month's Jack Meet, you'll have a good one, and I'll catch you in the best of the rest 2025 video after that. Peace.